So if an LP invests 100 grand and gets 50,000 in losses, what does that mean for the investor? Is there going to be a difference based off of you being an ordinary earner, portfolio income earner, and passive income earner?
Yes. So ultimately, if you're a real estate professional and that is part of your portfolio that you are actively involved in, that $50,000 of loss can be utilized to offset $50,000 of active income. So W-2 earnings, income from an active trader business. If that $50,000 loss comes to you as a passive investor, it can offset $50,000 of passive income. And if you don't have $50,000 of passive income, then it carries forward to the next year.
Yeah, that's huge. The carry forward is something to keep in mind.
A lot of people don't understand it's not use it or lose it. Whether it's a net operating loss because you're active, that net operating loss will carry forward indefinitely. So if you don't have income to offset that loss today, next year, if you do, it'll offset it. Same with passive losses. If you don't use passive losses today, it just goes into your war chest and you have that kitty that carries forward indefinitely. And so if I have $50,000 of losses that are passive this year and I don't use it, well, that $50,000 just carries forward to next year. If I have the same thing, now I've got $100,000 of losses that carry forward to the next year. And then in a year where you have a transaction, let's say you've got a $200,000 gain, well, I've got $100,000 of passive losses are going to offset that $200,000. I'll pay tax on $100,000. I'll have $100,000 that comes out to me tax-free.
And what would be an example of passive losses? I mean, is it just depreciation, or could you be in a real estate deal that went south and you lost your money? Are those all passive losses?
Correct. Anything that you don't materially participate. So really, you've got to look at the test, the material participation test. I don't do all the work. I'm passive. I don't spend more than 100 hours and do more than anyone else. I'm passive. I don't spend more than 500 hours in the deal. Passive. So if you don't materially participate, it doesn't matter if it's a car wash, if it's multifamily, if it's, provision. If you were passive in provision and we threw out losses because we, had a capital intensive year, or we had a bad year, a downturn, that would be a passive loss. So that's really what it is. Most cases, losses in investments either come from capital investments, so depreciation, or going belly up. At that point, if it's an investment that is belly up and you're passive in it, if that deal ceases to continue, so it finalizes in that year and you have a passive loss, that passive loss actually does convert to an active loss.